Cause it tastes so sweet, yeah. Sometimes I feel like I don't wanna go home, oh. Cause it tastes so sweet, yeah. Sometimes I feel like I don't wanna leave, oh no. Right now I feel like a jump down. I feel like a wind down. I want to hold on a bumper right now, man, get on bad, yeah. I feel like a jump down. I feel like a wind down. I want to hold on a bumper right now, man, get on bad, yeah.
99.9 WEFM. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
It's one of them mornings when a fluke's putting over a rhythm and I actually like it. All right. Good morning, SVG. Morning, sunshines. Yeah, I try to go real high pitch too. I think I'll make it too well. But good morning to everybody. We are back with you for another Activated Mornings on a blessed Monday morning. Shake yourself up, people. Shake yourself up. Yes, I know it's Monday. Yes, I know outside looking a little dismal, but shake yourself up, all right? We have to get going. We have to try to at least have a productive day. We have to knock the sleep out of us. I know that the weather on the weekend may have put some persons in a particular mood, right? Whatever that mood may have been. I completely missed it because all I did on the weekend was work, right? So I really and truly would love to be able to maybe not necessarily flooding, etc. that took place, but I just want the weather back next weekend, right? Because I'm planning to not do as much next weekend. So I want a recap.
What is this at all?
All right. So good morning, folks. You have in studio Dianna, Cain, and myself, Roleza Samuel, and we are your hosts for another Activated Mornings here on WEFM, the Clean First Sound. Dianna, morning, and how are you?
Morning, me there.
You there?
There up on the goalie side. I am here. It's Monday. It's great to be back here. It's good to be back out at work. I know it's crazy to hear somebody say you're happy to be at work, but if I'm not happy to be here, who will make you happy? Who will you listen to? If we are not here for you, you're not going to have an amazing day. Okay, so morning to all of the listeners everywhere. I hope that none of you were affected by the flooding over the weekend. And if you were, I hope that things are at least a lot better now. See, some people don't put in the application for the same weather next weekend.
Just because I didn't get to enjoy it.
And I just saying I want some sun, I want my clothes them to dry. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I'm pleased to have the rain so that farmers could have that water. Just the other day, over the weekend I was in town and I overheard somebody's conversation. So the person was complaining about the rain, and the other one was like, "When sun hot, I complain.
Yeah.
Rain come, I still complain. Why?"
Yeah, exactly. Typical West Indians. Like I even say Vincent, because it's typical West Indians. We know we live in the tropics. It's either sun or rain.
Yes.
You know, half the times I give the weather reports, it's sun going shine and rain going come. People get upset. Listen. Pick one, you know, it's one or the other going to happen, you know? Yes. So yeah, but Friday night was especially interesting. I just, as you know, my body just give out on a Friday night, right? But as much as I tried to stay asleep, it wasn't happening because of all the lightning, etc. that was happening, you know? So it was like a whole movie. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't seen any reports of, let's say, landslides that happened. I saw flooding more so in the Sicky Graves area out at Annesville as well as in Caliacor. But I don't know if there was flooding in Kingston. I didn't see any images or reports of that. So I'm hoping that.
And in Beckway, there was flooding in Beckway.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, one of the things too, a lot of the times what contributes to the flooding is the either block drains. And many of the block drains stem from human activity, which is
Correct.
The incorrect disposal of garbage. So, sometimes when we are quick to comment about authorities not doing this or that, or, tongue flooding, etc., we contribute to it many times. All right. Many, many times we can't. Well, you all out there, not me. Um, but I mean, as human beings, contribute to it. Just last week, I was standing in a particular corner and a lady was there. Well, she was talking to me as if she knew me from before. I know she didn't know me, but she was there talking to me about something, and she had she had something in her hand, right? And she was about to throw it in the drain. I said, but miss, why don't you just walk with it? Because it's something small,
Yeah.
just walk with it. And then she looked at me and she was like, okay, and she walked with it. And I'm there saying, how many persons out there think like this? How many persons think that if I don't throw garbage on the ground or in the drain, it won't provide work for other people? How many persons don't just stop and think of this little thing that they do is contributing to the bigger problem that we tend to have sometimes, So, I mean, I was actually expecting her to maybe get annoyed with me or to curse me or something, but she took it with grace and she walked with her garbage. So, it's just for us. And even the other day, I had to pull up some secondary school boys about it as well. They were looking to throw it on the ground. I think they actually did, and then they picked it up, So sometimes we never know how people are going to react to us saying things, but we sometimes need to step in and let our voices be heard, especially when we know that somebody is doing something that's incorrect, Sometimes some people may not know better, although I don't understand how you could not know better in this case, but yeah.
True. You said something so important there that, if each of us, each time we're going to do something, we stop and think about how my thing is going to contribute to the bigger problem. Because that's one of the things we don't think about. Oh, it's just my one little cup. But when all we take we one little cup and throw it there, it becomes a big thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into another story at this time. Well, I know on the weekend there was also that big concert that took place in Park. You got to go? All right, so I also didn't get to go, right? As I said, I was working on the weekend.
I don't want to think about this concert.
Yeah, but it seems like
I cry.
It seemed like, well, it was very well attended, and from all reports that I've seen, persons really did enjoy themselves, And I suppose for the number of artists who performed, them top brand name artists who performed, the cost was affordable. And it seems as if persons really did get value for their money. So I missed out, unfortunately. I really did want to go, but not being as young as I used to be. Listen, I had this problem since I was 18. But anyways.
Oh, wow.
Going out in the night before does lead to me being tired the next day, which would have a spill-off effect. So I couldn't risk it. But
I mean, the next day was Sunday, so you had to rest it.
No, but I had work to do for today. So that's the problem. So that was the issue, right? So
well, at least I could say I was outside of the park and heard my artist Romain singing at the time when he came on stage. I was in Massey, so I heard him and I was out there singing.
In Massey? He didn't come on late?
Yeah, I was out. I was out with my theater group.
Okay.
We went outside, so I was out late. I did have fun, but not the fun
that you wanted. All right.
Yes.
And interestingly, I met a friend of mine. She's 75 on Friday. So even before, she kept saying that she wants to go to this concert, because we're waiting for her coming and everything. What I saw on Friday, she's like, I have my outfits here, So yes, I have to ask her how it was, but I know that she would have thoroughly enjoyed herself, So young and old, we're looking forward to seeing Romain Virgo.
Yeah.
All right. So quickly to get into our others and a story at this time, persons may have noted that yesterday, a cruise ship turned back. All right, so reading this from One News St. Vincent, people who made preparations due to the scheduled arrival yesterday of the vessel Aurora from P&O Cruises, which has the capacity of 2,258 passengers, were left disappointed as the ship could not dock at the cruise ship terminal. One News understands that the cruise ship vessel, which was already in waters close to Kingston Port, had to cancel its scheduled docking because a cargo ship that is docked at the cruise ship terminal was experiencing difficulties and could not move. The development was communicated to business operators at the cruise ship terminal by the SVG Port Authority on Sunday morning. Based on a draft cruise call schedule, this was the ship's only call to SVG for the 2024-2025 season. And so let's leave that. Okay, so due to the damage caused by Hurricane Beryl in July, the cruise ship terminal is also being used to accommodate cargo ships. Now, yesterday or last night, the Port Authority did issue a release, and it stated, earlier yesterday morning, a large vehicle carrier sustained damage to its hull as it attempted to berth at the Kingston terminal. While the vessel remains temporarily disabled, all its cargo was successfully discharged. Use of the Kingston cruise ship terminal became necessary because of serious damage to the main Kingston cargo pier caused by Hurricane Beryl. Shifting cargo operations to the Kingston cruise ship terminal as a temporary substitute was done to ensure continuation of some aspects of maritime trade, taking into account certain functional conditions. All right. So you can go on the Port Authority's page or even API's page to read the full press release of this situation. So it is.
Oh no, I just say.
Yeah, so it is unfortunate. I know when I woke up yesterday morning, I was like, okay, so happy to see a ship, but the ship is going back that way. So mentally, you're trying to make quick justifications in your mind. So I said, okay, so you probably slept in the port overnight. But I said, even that doesn't make sense because they tend to leave in the night so that they arrive at the destination the next day. Yeah. So it was afterwards I realized what had happened. Now, according to Murphy's Law, anything that can go wrong will go wrong, right? And unfortunately, this is what happened because I'm quite sure that there was not this expectation that the cargo ship would still be there the morning for when the cruise ship was to arrive, right? With that being said, though, part of me actually wonders if there was any sort of contingency plans thought of in the event that, let's say, a cargo ship or a ship is docked at the cruise ship terminal and a ship comes in. What is supposed to happen then, right? Now, we are an island of 32 islands. I don't know if it's a case where maybe if they cannot come to mainland, they can be accommodated in one of the Grenadine Islands rather than the cruise ship leaving altogether, right? What other measures could have been put in place for the visitors or the expected visitors to SVG to still take in SVG, right? Because and if what is stated here in the article is correct, that it was supposed to be their only call here to SVG, that is significantly disappointing, right? Because we would like a person to at least come and experience. Now, I always am curious about the stats in relation to cruise ship visitors who return as stayover visitors. I've always been interested in knowing that, but at least for them to come here and experience our islands would have been lovely. And, it just left me wondering, well, if something like this happens again, what is going to happen, given that the cruise ship season has already started?
Well, they have their lesson now, I believe. So I think I believe that something had to be some lesson we had to learn from this. Because how interesting it is that the one single visit that this ship had for our country, we couldn't accommodate it. But I believe they will learn from this. Sometimes things like this have to happen so you could look at something that you look at things from an angle you didn't look at it from before. So now they have this to look on and put things in play. I don't know, some apologizing probably had to go and take place, and we don't want this to happen again. So I believe they will definitely work on that. I just found the thing so interesting. The one time the ship come in here, boy, and we can't get it.
Yeah. And so from what you said, yes, some apologizing has to be done to the company and even to the passengers. I'm wondering in terms of, let's say, a quote unquote one-on-one, is that, let's say, anything going to be sent to them to incentivize them to come here to SVG, to come back, or whatever, what is going to be done? Because, when you're on cruise ship, visiting a cruise ship or being on a cruise ship or taking a cruise is on my bucket list, right? It's probably like the second to last thing right now on my bucket list. But you have your hopes up. You already done your Google searches and everything to see
Yes.
what it is that you're going to be looking forward to, and it doesn't materialize. So not to leave a sort of stain in the minds. I mean, the thing of it is that it could happen anywhere else too. You never just know. But because we are developing still in terms of the cruise ship and having persons come in, persons knowing of SVG, I would like to see I would like to know what is going to be done to get I don't know, rectification of the situation as well as not as a non-recurrence of the situation. So
yeah.
All righty.
But it is what it is. I mean, if the cargo ship had an issue, it had an issue. You can't fight up too much with that. Can't send the ship anywhere if they have an issue that's dangerous. So
yeah. All right, good folks. So it is 7:35 and we are going to jump into our traffic talk at this time.